Good morning, all of you. So, third session for today. So, you are now unbearable. Is it like that? Yes, for what? Okay. Tired and bored. Uh, Not actually, Jai. We cannot postpone it. Let's do one thing. We will do practicals in this lecture, okay? So that will be more helpful to you. So please, let me ask you something from your last lecture. What is the basic exemption limit for senior citizen? Reply carefully. What is the basic exemption limit for senior citizen? Yes. Mirav, Krutik, Dhimant, Srina, Amruta, Rohin Banu. You are right. What is the basic exemption limit of super senior citizen? Yes. All the students replied correctly. Now, what is the age limit for super senior citizen? Okay. What is the tax rate if your income is more than 5 lakh rupee? Okay, very good. What is the maximum amount of rebate? What is the maximum amount of rebate? Rebate. Very good. Jai, Himant, Amruta, Devansh. Now, for example, my total income is 4 lakh rupees. My total income is 4 lakh rupees. Then, how much tax payable? Tax payable amount. My total income is 4 lakh rupee. If I say all the answers are wrong, then exactly Devans. Rebate is there. So tax payable 7,500, but you will get the rebate also. You will get the benefit of rebate. So tax payable will be 0. Yes, Jai. For example, my total income is 6 lakh rupees. My total income is 6 lakh rupees. Then what will be the tax payable? total income 6 lakh rupees. Please reply carefully. I am asking you and you are asking me. Miro, so yes, only one correct reply. Miro, 32,500. Amruta Dhimant Jai. I told you that 12,500 rebate is available only and only if your total income is less than 5 lakh rupees. If your total income exceeds 5 lakh rupee, then you will not be able to get the benefit of rebate. યાદ આવે છે ક્લાસ? ઓકે. Now we have done so many practical questions. Okay. Now let's discuss something. Okay. I'm not telling you to learn. Why? Because this is just the information part. You know the tax rate of individual. You know the tax rate of HUF, AOP, BOI. Now, what about the tax rate of partnership firm, company? So the tax rate for partnership firm and LLP, it is 30 percentage. Direct 30 percentage. No slab. Direct 30 percentage. Is it so, sir? If you earn 1 rupee, then you have to pay 30 paisa tax. Is it so? Yes. In partnership firm, if you earn a single rupee, from single rupee, you have to pay the tax. Let's say, for example, if your total income is just 1,000 rupee, if your total income is just 1,000 rupee, then you have to pay 30% tax on it. That will be 300 rupee. તો સર કોઈ પાર્ટનરશિપ કરે જ નહીં. No one will do the partnership. If you have to pay tax of such a gigantic amount, then no one will constitute partnership firm and no one will pay this much tax. But answer is, it is not like that. In partnership firm, after considering the net profit, the interest amount, interest, remuneration, interest amount, remuneration amount is allowed to a partners and partnership firm as expenditure. For example, my net profit is 3 lakh rupee. My net profit in my partnership firm is 3 lakh rupee. My partnership firm's net profit is 3 lakh rupee. Now, partnership firm can give interest to partners. Interest on which amount? On capital amount. For example, I have invested 2 lakh rupee, my partner invested 2 lakh rupee, my third partner invested 2 lakh rupee. So total 6 lakh rupees. The 12 percentage of 6 percentage 6 lakh rupees are let's say around 72,000 rupees. So it will be allowed as an expenditure. Now remuneration. Sir, what remuneration? What type of remuneration? Remuneration means I am working in partnership firm and two partners working in partnership firm. So they will get the remuneration. Even I will get the remuneration. So this will be allowed as an expenditure. So after computing all the incomes, after deducting all the expenditures, there will be interest and remuneration additionally allowed as an expenditure. And afterwards, if anything remains, then it will be considered as net profit of partnership firm. There are certain criterias for interest and remuneration payable. It is not like that you will give full amount of remuneration and full amount whatever you earn you will give to your partners and zero profit will be shown in partnership firm. It is not like that. We will discuss this in third head of income, profit and gains from business and profession. Okay. Now local authority. Again in local authority tax rate is 30%. Tax rate is 30%. Cooperative society for first 10,000 rupee 10 percentage, more than 10,000 but up to 20,000 20 percentage, 1,000 plus 20 percentage. Similarly, more than 20,000 the 3,000 rupees plus 30 percentage of amount by which the total income exceeds 20,000. Okay. Now for companies, if total income or gross receipt in previous year 18-19 is less than or equal to 400 crores, then 25 percentage. Then 25 percentage. And if in any other case, it will be 30 percentage. But it is not like that. You have to read the notes. In case of domestic manufacturing company set up and registered on or after 1st October 2019 and commences manufacture of articles or things before 31st March 2023, exercising option under section 115 BAB, that is the 15 percentage of income derived from or incidental to manufacturing or production of article of thing, and in case of domestic company, exercising option of 115 BAA 22 percentage of total income, then and then only it will be applicable. This is for reading purpose only, okay? This type of questions cannot be asked. You have to just remember that if your turnover is less than or equal to 400 crores, then 25 percentage, and in any other case, it will be 30 percentage. But there are two options available. You can either go with 15 percentage tax and 22 percentage tax. But there are certain limits. Now, in case of foreign companies, other than domestic company means foreign companies, there will be two rates, 50 percentage and 40 percentage. Most probably, the question will be asked for the tax rates of individuals and partnership firm. Okay. So, if you are earning in royalties, fees rendering technical services received, from government or Indian concern in pursuance of an agreement approved by the central government made by the company with the government of Indian concern between 1st April 1961 and 31st March 1976 and between 1st March 1964 and 31st March 1976, then 50 percentage. It is of the no relevance. Okay. Now no relevance of this. And other income, then 40 percentage. Then these are the rates of long-term capital gain. That is again not required right now. No relevance of it because it will be covered in your fourth semester. But in institute's module it is given. Why? Because there is no semester. There is only one exam, that is IPCC. Practical question answers are there. Okay, which are again of, we have already discussed the so many question and answers. One point that I want to discuss with you is health and education says. I have already discussed 4 percentage. 4 percentage will be levied. It will be levied on tax. 4 percentage health and education says. Now for example, my total income is 6 lakh rupee. Okay, my total income is 6 lakh rupees. So you told me that tax payable will be, sir, 32,500 rupee. Tax payable will be 32,500 rupee. Now, on this 32,500 rupee, I have to pay health and education cess of 4 percentage. I have to pay health and education cess of 4 percentage. It is over and above the tax slab. So 32,500 multiplied by 4 percentage, the answer will be around 1300. 1300. So 32,500 plus 1300. It means 33,800 rupee. Total tax payable will be 33,800 rupee. One more thing that will be levied, and that is surcharge. That is surcharge. Here it is. And it will be on where the total income exceeds 50 lakh rupee. Where your total income exceeds 50 lakh. So clear? Sir, when to calculate 4 percentage health and education says? So every time, whenever there is tax, you have to calculate health and education tax. Tax ની સાથે health and education says pay કરવાનો જ. It is compulsory to pay health and education says simultaneously with the tax amount. 4 percentage of tax. Are you getting this, class? Class, where are you? I think all of you are so tired. But it's still 12:20 only. We have 20 minutes more. Yes, we can do it on Monday. Even tomorrow, there will be our lecture. I can understand. Look, 50 percentage of your module 1 is completed. Not 50 percentage, more than 50 percentage of your module is completed. Now, we have to start with income which do not form part of total income and conditions to be satisfied for availing such exemption. It will be quite exciting, isn't it? Sir, which income will not be covered under total income? So this is the list. Okay, we are just discussing. Okay. First of all, agriculture income. Agriculture income will not be part of your total income. Then the remaining points are not so important, like interest on NRE, exemption in respect of remuneration to individuals, compensation received on account of disaster, payment from Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana account. These are not so important part. Important part is amount received by members from the income of HUF. Whatever amount received by members from the income of HUF will not be taxable. Share income of a partner. Now, what is the share income of partner? For example, three students, out of you, let's say Joy, Krutik, and Devans have started partnership firm. Joy, Krutik, and Devans have started partnership firm. And as I have earlier said, whatever profit came, you will have to pay 30 percentage. 30 percentage tax. So, Joy, Krutik, and Devans have started one partnership firm, and first year total income net profit arise 1 lakh rupee. 1 lakh rupee. So how much tax will be payable? Tax will be payable how much? Yes, 30,000. Now, whatever amount remains, that is 70,000, that will be distributed to partners, Devans, Krutik, and Joy. 70,000 will be distributed to Devans, Krutik, and Joy. Now, if 70,000 is distributed among three partners, whether the partners are supposed to pay tax on this. Why? Because Devans has to file their income tax return, Krutix has to file their income tax return, and Joy also has to file their income tax return. So again, this 70,000 rupee will be taxable in the hands of partners. So the answer is no. No એનમાં again tax લાગે, then it will be double taxation. It will be double taxation. So that's why it is written over here, whatever share income. Share income means net profit divided in among the partners. For example, the sharing ratio is 4:2:1 among Devang, Krutik, and Joy. The profit sharing ratio is 4:2:1. So Devans will receive 40,000 rupees. Krutik will receive 20,000 and Joy will receive 10,000. Okay, Joy will receive 10,000. So this profit will be considered as exempt income in the hands of partners. You cannot pay the tax. Why? Because 70,000 rupees we have already paid tax on it. Why? Because the net profit at the time of filing income tax return of partnership firm, we have shown 1 lakh rupees total income and we have paid the tax 30,000 rupees, 30%. Okay, health and education says will be there. But for the sake of understanding, we are ignoring it. So 30,000 tax already pay kar dido. Now remaining 70,000 will be taken over by partners and no tax will be levied. Same case will be happened in the case of members of HUF. Amount received by members of HUF from the income of HUF will not be taxable in the hands of member. Fully exempt. Is it clear, class? I am going very slowly. Okay? Why? I know you are tired. That's why I am going very slowly. Now, this is not so IMP. These points payment to Bhopal gas victims. You know that one accident was happened in Bhopal gas victims. So whatever amount paid by the government to Bhopal gas victims will be exempt. So that will be fully exempt. Then income tax paid by employer. Any tax paid by employer. Employer means if I am a salaried person, so I will get my salary from my employer. Simultaneously, my tax will be paid by, for example, it is mutual agreement between me and my employer that for some on some amount of money my the tax will be paid by my employer. So whatever tax paid by my employer will not be taxable in my hands. All these things we will discuss in your salary head. Okay, so there are some partly exempted income, mostly will fall in salaries head. Mostly will fall in salaries head. Gratuity, leave encashment, voluntary retirement scheme, leave travel concession, commutation of pension, retirement compensation, receipts from LIC. Receipt from LIC is income from other sources. House rent allowance. All these things will be covered in separate heads. Here it is separately given. In salaries, you will learn all these things. Leave travel concession. These are either fully or partly exempt. In capital gain, you will learn this. In income from other sources. Okay. Now, agricultural income. It is not like that. Only farming income, only income of farmers will be constitute as agriculture's income. Okay, it is very huge definition. You are supposed to remember the section 10 subsection 1. Section 10 subsection 1 provides that agricultural income is not to be included in the total income of SSE. It will not be included in the total income of SSE. The reason for total exemption of agricultural income from the scope of central income tax is that under the constitution, central government has no power to levy tax on agricultural income. Under constitution, constitution means constitution which is given to us after India became free from British rule. In constitution, it is said that central government has no power to levy tax on agricultural income. Why? Because India, our main source of core source of income is agricultural income, and many people, so many people dependent upon the agricultural income. So you cannot levy tax on it. As I have earlier said, this definition is very wide and covers the income of not only cultivators, it is not related to cultivators, but also related to landholders who might have rented out the land. It is not only related to cultivators, means farmers, but it also covers the landholders who might have rented out the land. Agricultural income may be received in cash or in kind. How? For example, one farmer is dealing in wheat and another farmer is dealing in another crop. So, you know barter system. Sometimes farmer will receive not the cash amount, but he will receive the remuneration in kind also. Do you know barter system? Any idea about barter system? 11, 12, economics. Only one student. In barter system, it's not always you will receive the money. In barter system, you will receive remuneration in kind. You will give something and you will take something. You give something, you take something. For example, if I want to purchase furniture, but I am farmer, I am dealing in wheat only. So I will give wheat to carpenter and he will give me the furniture. This is called as barter system. In barter system, there will be absence of money. Okay, class, I know you are tired. So આપણે અહીંયા સુધી રાખીએ આજે. ડન ડન હું સમજી ગયો. Okay, so we are stopping. That's all for today. If you have any doubt, then you can raise your doubt. Otherwise, okay, you are already writing down the enrollment number. Thank you, all of you.